All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about one of the biggest energy stories happening anywhere on the planet, India's absolutely massive push to harness the power of the sun. It's a huge story of incredible goals, some really impressive progress, and yeah, some very real challenges that have to be figured out.
So let's start with a number that really puts everything into perspective. 292 gigawatts. That is India's solar energy target for 2030. Now, just to give you a sense of how enormous that is, that's more than the entire current power capacity of a country like France. We're talking about a truly monumental goal here.
And that, of course, brings us to the big question. Setting a target is one thing, but how does India actually pull it off? What are the real-world steps, the hurdles are coming, and the strategies needed to make this whole vision a reality?
To really understand the road ahead, we first need to get a handle on where the journey is starting from. So, let's take a quick look at where India stands with solar power right now.
First thing you need to know, India is already a global powerhouse when it comes to solar. According to the International Renewable Energy Agency, it's number 3 in the entire world for solar capacity. So this isn't some far-off dream. India is a major player on the world stage today.
And here's another really critical milestone for you. As of October 2025, more than half, over 50% of India's total installed power capacity now comes from non-fossil fuel sources. This just goes to show the green transition isn't just getting started, it's already hit a major tipping point. Okay, so things are looking pretty good, right? But of course, a journey this big is never going to be easy. A recent report from the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Energy has actually laid out some of the key roadblocks India needs to navigate to hit that 292 gigawatt goal. And look, this isn't just speculation. The committee's official report is calling for real, concrete action to speed things up. It gives us a really clear, high-level look at the exact friction points in the system. So what are these challenges? Well, the committee highlighted 4 main areas. First, just getting the land for these huge solar parks can be a bureaucratic nightmare. Second, storing all that power for when the sun isn't shining. That's a massive technical hurdle. Third, India needs to start making more of its own key components, like the polysilicon that goes into the panels. And finally, you just need a bigger, skilled workforce to build and maintain all this new stuff. Okay, so laying out the problems is the first step. But what's the actual plan to fix them? Well, the good news is the government has a strategy with a bunch of different parts, and it's all designed to tackle the exact challenges we just talked about. So here's the blueprint. You've got the PM Surya Ghar scheme, which is all about putting solar panels on 10 million different rooftops. Then, to tackle that manufacturing gap, there's the Production-Linked Incentive, or PLI scheme, which basically gives financial rewards to companies that boost domestic production. For rural India, the PM Kusum scheme is helping farmers get solar water pumps. And for the big stuff, the government is fast-tracking these enormous solar parks.
And you know what? We're already seeing this plan in action. Take that rooftop solar scheme. By December 2025, nearly 24 lakh, that's 2.4 million households, have already signed up and installed panels. That shows some real, tangible momentum, at the ground level.
But India's solar story doesn't just stop at its own borders. Nope, the vision is way bigger than that. We're talking about positioning the entire nation as a leader for clean energy on the world stage. For starters, India co-founded the International Solar Alliance, which is an organization that's all about getting solar investments flowing all over the world. And then there's something even more ambitious, the One Sun, One World, One Grid idea. The whole concept is to create an interconnected global grid to send solar power across borders, which, if they pull it off, is a total game changer. So when you put it all together, the path forward is pretty clear. It's a marathon, really, of matching that massive ambition with smart, practical solutions. If India can successfully navigate this journey, it won't just secure its own energy future, it'll cement its role as a global leader in this whole clean energy revolution. And that really leaves us with one final big thought. As India keeps pushing forward, building one of the world's biggest clean energy infrastructures, the question becomes, is this the model? Is this the blueprint that other developing nations and maybe even the whole world can follow? I mean, the sun shines everywhere, but the blueprint for how to best use it might just be getting written right here. Thanks for tuning in.